So is abandoning Asia a bad thing? The Donald Trump administration is an incredible dumpster fire run by psychopaths. But if they're withdrawing from Asia, if they're withdrawing the United States from Asia, is that such a bad thing? Evidence for this is the incredibly antagonistic relationship or approach that the Trump administration is taking to South Korea, one of our most concrete allies, doing an ice raid on a factory that we intimidated them into building in the United States anyway. And of course, the India relationship, which is at the center of any plausible US policy of Asia power. Trump has slapped like 50% tariffs on them and blamed Ukraine on them, which is absurd. Um, and we apparently have the draft of the national security strategy. I'm not sure how many people have actually seen this yet, but it basically says that we're going to focus on our hemisphere and the border, and we're not going to talk about China, 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 which like the past 20 years of national security strategies have talked about. And to that, I say, good. That sounds fine. Obviously, the deployment of U.S. military forces to the United States is unacceptable, unconstitutional, idiotic, and against the survival of the Republic. I don't expect much more of that to happen, but we shall see. There actually are, as I expect to talk about shortly, some really concrete changes that we could make in our hemispheric approach that could make the whole hemisphere, and yes, our border, safer. Obviously, none of those require any of the military resources. So, what the Trump administration seems to be functionally doing, with or without really understanding it, is pulling back our commitment to a region that uses a whole bunch of really expensive, dubiously useful military equipment to a region in which all of that equipment and contracting is not necessary. So, really, I mean, yeah, obviously, it'd be better if we didn't have this psycho in power. Obviously, everything is going to be really poorly implemented. But if this means we finally give up the delusion of defending Taiwan, which is the most likely place for World War III to start, um, then, ain't the worst thing. Trump is an atrocity, but so has U.S. foreign policy for the entirety of this century, been an atrocity. So, yeah, I mean, it's chaos we deserve, I guess.